Good evening, everyone. This is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News coming to you with the evening news rundown for your Thursday, October 29th, 2020. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. And as usual, we like to start our newscast with an invitation to business owners and entrepreneurs and corporates who are looking to advertise on different platforms. If you're interested in advertising with Florida National News, just shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com, and we'll be sure to get you the info you need to get started. Now, as always, we'd like to start our newscast as well with the latest COVID-19 numbers globally here in the United States and in the state of Florida. And the numbers continue to rise, guys. So continue to remain careful and safe wherever you are. Now, globally, the World Health Organization is reporting over 44.3 million confirmed cases and over 1.17 million deaths globally. In the United States, Johns Hopkins University is now reporting 8.9 million confirmed cases and over 228,000 confirmed deaths. The Department of Health here in Florida is reporting over 794,000 confirmed cases and over 16,800 confirmed deaths between residents and non-residents. Getting into our world story for today, speaking of rising cases, France and Germany have now announced partial lockdowns due to COVID-19. You guys have been hearing us report for you about different nations across Europe that have had to do that. Now, these are the biggest economies, France and Germany, and they've had to go into small lockdowns in response to spiraling coronavirus case numbers. France will begin a 4-week lockdown tomorrow, according to President Emmanuel Macron. He said this on Wednesday. His declaration came just hours after German Chancellor Angela Merkel also announced a 4-week nationwide lockdown starting next Monday. Now, President Macron announced the French measures in a televised address on Wednesday, saying that existing restrictions were, quote, not enough anymore. By mid-November, all intensive care beds could be taken by COVID-19 patients unless a brake is put on the virus. This is what he was warning. Now, under the French lockdown, people will need a certificate to move around. Non-essential businesses, restaurants, and bars will be closed. Schools and workplaces will remain open, and care homes visits will be allowed. However, French people will only be allowed outside to go to work, go to a medical appointment, to care for a relative, to do shopping for essential goods, and to get some air, according to the president. He said, quote, the virus is circulating at a speed that even the most pessimistic had not predicted. And he added that a curfew imposed in Paris and other administrative areas didn't dent the spread of the virus. So he was saying the curfew did not do a good enough job at slowing the spread. France's lockdown will last until December 1st at minimum, according to the president. Now, German restaurants, bars, and clubs will also be closed in order to avoid a national health emergency, according to Chancellor Merkel. People residing in Germany are advised to stay home, avoid travel, and, quote, keep their contacts to an absolute minimum. Social contacts will be limited to 2 households in public. Schools and kindergartens will remain open, but have to take strict hygiene measures in order to do so. Now, Germany's restrictions will be reassessed in about 2 weeks, according to Chancellor Merkel. Now, though strict, the new guidelines in both countries are less harsh than lockdowns imposed back in the spring, which had brought Germany and France to a standstill. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated on that here at Florida National News. Now, jumping here to the United States, you guys have heard us report for you about the condition of a lot of the hospitals that are increasing in hospitalizations, particularly in ICUs, and Wisconsin and Texas are seeing, a bit of a strain in their particular hospitals as the cases continue to surge here. UW Health University Hospital in Madison, Wisconsin has been rushing to convert available space into units for COVID-19 patients as the state's medical facilities struggle to keep pace with a surge in new infections. Now, as part of that effort, the medical center opened a new ICU this week ahead of schedule, and it's quickly filling with coronavirus patients already. Now, Wisconsin is a hotly contested battleground in next week's election. So this is one of 36 states where coronavirus hospitalizations are rising at least 10% compared to the previous week. Now, more than 44,000 US coronavirus patients were in hospitals as of Tuesday, and that is the highest number since August 15th, and is an increase by 40% in October. Now, the nation has reported over 74,000 new cases as of Tuesday and nearly 1,000 deaths. The largest increase in hospitalization was in Texas. Things are always bigger in Texas, which reported almost 1,000 new COVID-19 hospitalizations back on Tuesday, which was up 20% from a week ago. Now, with that surge in cases overwhelming local hospitals, the city of El Paso has converted its convention center into a field hospital to treat the overflow, much as Wisconsin had to also convert a campground, I believe, a fairgrounds into a field hospital as well. Now, 12 states set records for hospitalized COVID-19 patients on Tuesday. Arkansas, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, Ohio, South Dakota, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Now, unlike case counts, hospitalizations do reflect the number of coronavirus tests performed as well. So you get a bit of an additional number there. Now, jumping here to the state of Florida, there is a bit of good news. Florida is starting to move forward in terms of drafting a plan to provide a COVID-19 vaccine. So a bit of an update with that. They plan to prioritize COVID-19 vaccinations for frontline workers at hospitals, nursing homes, and senior centers, as well as first responders when the vaccine becomes available. Now, state officials outlined a 3-phase vaccination rollout under a draft plan, which was required to submit to the federal government this month. When the supply of COVID-19 vaccinations becomes more abundant, becomes plentiful, the state would enter the 2nd phase of the plan, which would include county health departments opening mass vaccination clinics. Also, the Department of Health here and the State Division of Emergency Management, quote, might open such clinics to ensure there is equitable distribution of the vaccine in the same way COVID-19 testing was made available, according to their report. Now, also in the 2nd phase, hospitals willing to partner with the state would provide vaccinations to inpatients and outpatients who seek care in emergency rooms, urgent care centers, and outpatient clinics. Now, commercial pharmacies wouldn't be given vaccination supplies until the 3rd phase under the 51-page draft report that was dated on October 16th. Now, the state based its plan on recent experiences with hepatitis A vaccination program, which was launched by the Department of Health Secretary Scott Rivkees, as well as vaccination activities related to the H1N1 pandemic previously and the annual seasonal flu as well. It's not clear when a vaccine for COVID-19 will be approved for use in the US, though the federal government has tried to expedite the production of a vaccine, of course, through Operation Warp Speed, as we've been keeping you updated on that. We're going to take a quick commercial break, guys, and we're going to come back with some more news stories for you. Stay tuned.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. In the next U.S. story, and a bit of a surprise for those who may be high in the environmental space, the Trump administration has opened up a pristine Alaskan forest for logging. So a little bit of an update about that. They, on Wednesday, finalized a plan to open vast portions of the nation's largest national forest, the Tongass in Alaska, to logging. Now, the move lifts longstanding restrictions on tree harvest in the southeastern Alaska forest and is in line with President Donald Trump's agenda to roll back environmental regulations that he says are roadblocks to industry. Now, it marked a victory for Alaska state officials who petitioned for the change because they said a Clinton-era rule that banned logging, roads, and mining in undeveloped forests had cost Alaskans jobs. Now, environmental groups say conservation of the forest is critical to mitigating the effects of climate change because its old-growth woodlands absorb and store carbon. Now, the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which oversees the Forest Service, said in a notice on Wednesday it would exempt the Tongass from the 2001 roadless rule. The rule applies to 9.2 million acres, or 55% of the forest, which is the largest intact temperate rainforest in the world. Now, Alaska's capital, Juneau, is located right in the Tongass, actually. Now, in the notice, the USDA said the final plan would only make 186,000 more acres available for timber production, and that road construction in the forest would increase to 1,043 miles over the next 100 years, instead of 994 miles if no action had been taken. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated on that. In a bit of bizarre news coming back to the state of Florida, you guys have likely heard the news. Governor Ron DeSantis did go to vote. He was trying to vote and found that his address had been changed. Something happened there. So I'll give you guys an update on that. While attempting to vote back on Monday, Governor DeSantis was told his address had been changed in the voter database here in Florida. The governor contacted FDLE, who eventually arrested a 20-year-old Naples man. Now, DeSantis was attempting to vote at his assigned polling location around 2 p.m. when that poll worker let him know of the address change. And the address change was actually in West Palm Beach, 2185 Pretty Lane in West Palm Beach. DeSantis said he did not authorize a change in his address and immediately contacted the FDLE after that. Now, FDLE contacted the Supervisor of Elections office in Leon County and requested the logs for the date and time of that address change, and that came through for Ron DeSantis. So authorities discovered that the request was made by using a computer with a specific IP address and subscribed to Comcast. And from there, they figured out who the culprit was. The search warrant was conducted at the home on 19th Avenue Southwest in Naples, where the gentleman's Anthony Stephen Guevara was present with two others, and they arrested him. Now, an FDLE digital forensic examiner searched through his whole computer, where Google searches for, quote, Florida My Vote and Florida Governor were found. Evidence also showed where Guevara accessed the site dos.myflorida.com and the Wikipedia page for the governor. So he did a lot of research. Guevara was placed under arrest and taken to Collier County Jail, where he was held on $5,000 bond. Very interesting and bizarre story. Ladies and gentlemen, please be careful with your information. All right, we're going to take another quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with your business and sports stories. All right, stay tuned.
At Taco John's, you can expect one thing: so good. As in quality ingredients used in tacos and burritos made just for you. Every single bite.
So good.
Expect nothing less at Taco John's.
All right, in our business story, you guys have heard us report for you about Walt Disney and the Walt Disney Company as a whole, laying off a total of 28,000 employees between Central Florida and California. Now, in recent news, one of the unions that represents the performers say that 700 plus of the performers specifically have now been laid off by Walt Disney World here in Florida. So as they continue their layoffs, these entertainers were hoping that their shows would continue, but unfortunately, some 720 entertainers have been officially laid off by Walt Disney World. Classics like the Indiana Jones Stunt Show and Festival of the Lion King are now officially gone. Many Disney shows and parades have been modified or canceled since the pandemic for safety measures to prevent the possible spread of COVID-19 have been implemented. So the union that represents the Disney entertainers, they were the one that specified that number of 720. They released a statement which read in part, quote, "These reductions are another tragic reminder that until the virus is brought under control with a national strategy for masks, testing, and contact tracing, everyone who works in the arts needs help, like extended pandemic unemployment insurance and federal COBRA health insurance subsidies." We'll continue to keep you guys updated on that as well. Of course, you guys know our resident expert, Angel Perry, who's also a union worker, will be able to give us some more insight on that. Now, jumping into our sports story very quickly, speaking of COVID-19, you guys have likely had a lot of questions if you're interested in the Super Bowl coming to Raymond James Stadium. Well, we got a bit of an update. The Super Bowl committee here in Tampa, they have now announced that there will be a reduced audience. As of right now, it is estimated to be 13,000 fans that will be allowed in the stands on Super Bowl Sunday. Now, as of right now, they said this is tentative. They will continue to work with Tampa officials on the exact number as kickoff nears. But as of right now, it's about 13,000 fans, roughly 20% of the capacity at Raymond James Stadium. And if you've been to Ray J, you know that place is huge. But if you're somebody that wants to attend the Super Bowl, just know that it will be a little more difficult to get in given the limited number of seats. The NFL said in a statement, quote, "We continue to monitor the ongoing pandemic with more than 3 months to go before the Super Bowl on February 7th. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated on that as well. Now we're going to take one final commercial break, and then we're going to come back with the Entertainment 4 for 4 with the lovely Jamecia Stoudemire out of Los Angeles. So stay tuned.
this time we fought side by side. We trained together. We lost together. And now, you're the only one standing in my way. It's been a while, old friend.
All right, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. And it is Thursday, so it is about time for that Entertainment 4 for 4 with our lovely Jamecia Stoudemire out of Los Angeles. So without further ado, welcome, Jamecia. How's it going?
Good afternoon. It's going good. It's sunny here in Los Angeles, California, and we got some entertaining news for everyone today.
Awesome.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm Jamecia Stoudemire reporting live from Los Angeles, California with your Entertainment 4 for 4. So let's get it started off with number 1. Artists telling Trump to stop playing their music at his rallies. So the list goes on and on, from Elton John to Queen to many, many more. REM, in this article from CNN, they list REM, Guns N' Roses, Phil Collins. Trump tried to play In the Air Tonight this past month, and it just was an awkward situation because half the people weren't wearing any mask. But he sent a cease and desist. Bruce Springsteen, Tom Petty, we actually reported about that. The family of Tom Petty, who had been in legal situation arguing over the estate, was able to come together to publicly ask the Trump campaign to stop using the song, and it was I Won't Back Down. Prince's estate, he played Purple Rain, and they publicly denounced that the campaign quit using his song as well. And the list just keeps going on, from Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Adele, which are all UK artists. They're not even Americans that are voting in the USA, but they still said, stop using our song. And even Gen X, Pharrell, Rihanna, Panic at the Disco, all of them had voices and, asked the campaign to stop as well. But on the other hand, Biden doesn't seem to be having too many issues. However, compared to the Obama and Hillary Clinton, definitely artists were supporting the politics way earlier in the campaign. But as we get close to the last, I want to say 4 days to vote, recently Biden was able to get Common, Offset, which is Cardi B's husband, as well as he was able to walk out on stage to Hey Ya, which is by Outkast, which is one of the known artists of Atlanta, as well as Offset. So definitely that's an interesting thing that the Trump campaign is having some issues when it comes to the music industry. All right, guys, let's go on to number 2. Whitney Houston makes history with 3rd Diamond certified album. Though Queen herself, Whitney Houston, rest in peace, she is just now one and the first African-American woman to get her 3rd Diamond certified album. And the album that actually went diamond is her 1987 album, Whitney, which already diamond was her self-entitled debut album, which released in 1985, and then her 1992 album, which was the Bodyguard soundtrack, which I personally listened to on repeat and still do today. But those are already her diamond certified albums. So what is diamond certified? So the recording industry, so RIAA is the organization that pretty much counts the numbers to say if an artist is determined platinum, gold, diamond, gold, platinum, diamond. So to be diamond, you have to sell 10 million records, which is almost like selling going platinum 10 times. So definitely rare people have done it. Some other artists, the person with the leading diamond certified albums right now is Garth Brooks, which of course country. And then we have also with 3 diamond albums is the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Shania Twain, and the Eagles as well. So definitely an interesting thing and an honor to, her legacy and her estate for reaching that amazing opportunity. That's a really cool thing. And especially her being an African-American woman and just the queen of soul. Rest in peace. All right, guys, number 3, the passing of Dionne Deandra Dixon, which is Jamie Foxx's sister. She passed away actually on October 19th, but this past Monday Jamie Foxx posted on Instagram about the passing of his sister. And actually, it's an amazing post. I have it. I wanted to actually read it for you guys. But Deandra, just a little bit about her. She was 36 when she passed away. She did have Down syndrome, but that never ever let her down. Like, she was a bright star. Definitely her family treated her just like she was one of just a regular person. Deandra actually competed in the Special Olympics for 6 years, and she was also the global ambassador for the Global Down Syndrome Foundation, and she also won an award by Quincy Jones, which is the Quincy Jones Exceptional Advocate Award. So she won that award as well. And her goal was to be a professional dancer, and she definitely did that. She was able to dance at the Grammys with Beyonce. She danced in Blame It on the Alcohol with Jamie Foxx, which is her brother. But, and also she's just, when he would have events at his house, she would light up a room and dance around there. So, she definitely lived her life and was a light to so many people along the way. But definitely you can go to his Instagram and check out the post that he did. But it was definitely just a real touching post from a brother, and he's always loved her, and still, it definitely, and he said that she transitioned on. She did not pass away, but she transitioned on because her spirit still lives and still lights the house of the Dixon family. Alrighty, guys, and rest in peace to Jamie Foxx, and this is his close friends. With him being in a celebrity status, I've actually had the opportunity to meet her. Amazing person, and just their family is amazing in general. So I definitely know that was a hard thing to take, as well as the many people that surround them. So my sympathy goes out to all of them, and I hope you guys celebrate her, because she was an amazing person. All right, guys, going on to number 4. Guess what? School is back in session with Saved by the Bell. So Saved by the Bell reboots, and the trailer has officially dropped on Peacock, which is NBC's live streaming platform. So guess what, guys? Everybody is back. We have, and the fun part about it, so we're going to look at my notes, guys. So everyone's back from the original characters. We have Zach, who is now the governor of the city and is dealing with low-income schools closing down. And some of those students from those low-income schools are being displaced into Bayside High, where Zach's son, which he's married to the fabulous Kelly, so they've gotten married and had a beautiful son, Max, who attends Bayside High. And then you have AC Slater, who is now the gym teacher, of course, of Bayside High. You have Jessie Soprano, who is a doctor. I believe she's the counselor at the high school, is what I'm kind of getting from it so far. And she also has a son that attends Bayside High. Mr. Dewey is back. He's still teaching at the high school. And Lisa is definitely going to show up in some surprise episodes as her fashion career is booming. So, I'm definitely excited for this. I grew up watching Saved by the Bell like every morning before going to school, even when I was younger, before I even got into high school. But it's definitely a staple of the 90s nostalgia. So if you don't know it, we're going to play the trailer for you guys here before we send off.
Yo, Mama. Sorry, Dr. Mama.
How do you think this year's gonna go for these new students?
I'm psyched.
You're excited for the first day of school? Why is everybody so rich?
Are you ready for my party Saturday night?
I got DJ Khaled's Baby to make you a playlist. It's okay. Time out. What is up with these kids?
In attendance will be the governor of California.
Max, Dad?
You look amazing and your hair's fire.
So as you guys see, that's Zach and his son Max, just giving his regular personality. So I'm definitely excited personally to tune in. You do have to be a subscribing member to Peacock, which again is NBC live streaming, but it's going to be going live November 25th. So you have about a month away to look forward to that. I want to say thank you for everyone for tuning in to the Entertainment 444. My name is Jamecia Stoudemire, and you can follow me on Instagram at THE_ENT_MOGUL. And make sure you guys follow and support me throughout everything else. Again, that's Entertainment 444. Melissa, back over to you.
All right, Jamecia, thank you so much. As always, it's a pleasure to have you
back,
here.
guys. I'll see you next week.
All right, take care. As for me, guys, that does it here for us at the Evening News Rundown. Thank you so much for tuning in, as always. And if you haven't yet, be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. You'll find us at Florida National News on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And on YouTube, be sure to click the bell icon so you can get all the notifications for all of our shows as well. And as a quick reminder, if you're looking to advertise, if you're looking for a platform, Florida National News is ready to have that conversation with you. Just shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com. Thank you as always, guys, for tuning in. Be sure to stay safe. Things are still uncertain out there. And if you haven't voted yet, be sure to take the opportunity to do so. If you're in Orange County, you have until November 1st from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on all of these particular early voting days. In a lot of other counties, early voting ends on October 31st. So if you haven't voted yet, be sure to do so. In the meantime, have a great day. Bye.